go on record now, and then I'm going to go back. So thank you guys for going through this on the tech. So technology is just technology. You can't get around it. I'm not afraid to say when something goes wrong. Something goes wrong, something goes wrong. I know someone is going to say, I did not get on, so I needed the PowerPoint, or I needed to see what you were covering, and I don't want to not have that opportunity to give it to you. Okay, so let's go back, and now let's go to our next segment, which is college visits, right? So you see this beautiful picture of a student ambassador taking these students around on a college tour visit. And so every year, we take students on a college tour. Do you know that's how Suited for Success was birthed? We took the first year, I took 55 students, 55, on a college tour to visit colleges. And the reason I did that was I remember in high school not knowing anything about any colleges, had not visited any campuses, and my girlfriend came to school one day and she said, I found out about a college tour. And I said, oh my gosh, we all going on that college tour. We have to go. In my mind, like a lot of students, I didn't know how my mother was going to pay for that college tour. But I went on that college tour, and that for me was my first glimmer of hope. I got excited, I got more passionate, and now I knew what it was going to take for me to visit colleges and go to see and choose the college that I was going to attend. That is why I take kids every year. And this year didn't change. We took 42 students this year to visit colleges in the South. It is important, parents, that your students visit colleges. It's a must. Why? And I know you're saying, she did not put this house on here looking like that. Yes, I did, because that was the only visual I could get to resonate with my parents, so that you understand you wouldn't purchase a house like this if you could not see inside first. Even pulling up to this house, if your realtor pulled up and you were following them, you would most likely keep driving and say, I'm gonna fire this realtor. Well, why would you allow your child to pick a college that they've not yet visited and you have to pay the money? So we all know houses cost about anywhere. You can purchase probably a house from $150,000 to about anywhere up to over $1 million. Well, college costs anywhere from $100K to about $400,000 in 4 years. 4 years of your child attending. So I know you're not willing to make an investment like that if you can't see what it has to offer your child first. So let's talk about the top 3 reasons why you should visit a college before you actually allow your child to pick that school. After compiling, so students, this is for you. Right about now, if you're a junior or a senior, especially seniors, you're compiling your list of colleges of probably about 10 or 15 right now that you're preliminarily thinking about and going through. Well, narrow it down and get it to 5 to 7. Then go and visit your top 5 to 7 schools so that you can actually see firsthand with your eyes what that school has to offer. Because I promise you, the website shows all the glossy pictures, but when you go and see it for real, you'll know exactly what they have to offer. When visiting the campus, make sure you schedule an opportunity to meet with your academic advisor. Now you can ask more questions about what it is that major has to offer you, and you can get to your academic advisor and find out what type of programs and internships they offer to students who have gone through the exact academic program that you're thinking about, and possibly talk to a student. Third, but not last, but not least, when visiting a college campus, here are a few questions to ask while you're on that college visit. And the kids on here can tell you, I was on them on the college tour. Don't you ask about parties. Don't you ask, could you drive a car, right? I'm being mother now while we're on the tour. I'm saying, don't you ask about, can you drive a car? Because you don't have no car yet, can't afford it, and your parents ain't buying you no car to take to college. Don't ask about parties. Don't ask about curfews. Don't ask about co-ed dorms. Ask about academic scholarships. Ask about internships, and most importantly, when we're walking around, randomly stop at least a girl and a boy and ask them, why should you choose their college? Why are they there? and what have been some struggles and what have been some accomplishments that they've achieved while being there at that college. See, that's going to give you a real reality as to whether this is a good fit for you academically and socially. And they can even tell you whether they've gotten some scholarships. However, just because they got scholarships don't mean you will get scholarships, because you don't know their academic profile, and that's how a lot of scholarships are assigned, as well as their parents' income. So those are the top 3 things. Make sure you visit your top 5 to 7. Make sure you meet with an academic advisor and ask questions about scholarships, internships, and stop a random student on campus. My kids did it, so your kids need to make sure that's something that they add in on their list. It's so important. I promise you, it will make the world of difference. One size does not fit all is another category. And what is that all about? What tests do I choose between the SAT and the ACT? Well, I got great news for everyone, right? It was for a long time ago, for a while, the students were struggling. Oh, one test is so hard. Somebody told me I should take this test because this is better. Somebody said I should take this test. Somebody said I shouldn't take both tests. Let's clear up all those myths, right? Let me give it to you straight. Good thing, lucky for you, the world is competitive, right? And just like everybody else is competitive and all about competition, so is College Board and ACT. So because for so long College Board was dominating the East Coast, and then the ACT crept over from the West Coast to the East Coast, and now they're worldwide, the SAT felt a little bit of heat. So they had to revise and change the game. So they created their exam to be a lot like the ACT, with the exception of the ACT does offer a heavy amount of science. So here's what my second point ties into my first point. You will never know which one is for you if you don't try both. So parents, you have your students, and students, if you're here, you're saying to yourself, Ms. Robinson, whatever, I'm not going to be studying for 2 tests. I only need to take 1 test. Miss, I'm not going through all of that. Listen, I promise you, listen to me with the wisdom, okay? Take both tests and then decide which one you are better at. If you never take both, you will never know. Here's what I mean by that. You could be taking the SAT. Oh, I'm going to go to number 3, then I'm going to show you a chart and tell you here's what I mean by that. Don't wait until your senior year to get started prepping or testing. Parents, don't wait. Students, don't wait till you become a senior to say, oh, now I'm going to take the SAT. If you are live on this workshop and you have a graduating senior for the class of 2018, technically, they should have taken an official SAT and ACT by now. If you have not, it is not too late, but please, I petition you. There's a test coming up in August for the SAT, and there's a test coming up in September for the ACT. If your student missed those 2 test dates, you have set them up for failure in the college process. You can't pick schools if you have no test scores. How do you know if you qualify for those schools? Get your test in, take a practice test. We offer practice tests through Suited for Success throughout the school year. Why? We want to make sure you have every resource available to you possible. So please, 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 we actually have, during our college boot camp this summer for the class of 2018, we're doing a segment in one of the sessions on getting you ready for that SAT and ACT. We need you to have the tools and resources so that you can be successful. So here's what I meant by taking both. Here's the national average for SAT and ACT. The average for math and verbal is 500 plus per section. Now, look at what students are scoring, 450 or below. Now, kudos, because some are scoring even above 500. But I'm talking to the ones who are not. You gotta start prepping, you gotta start studying. Then the average national score for the ACT is a 21. Students are scoring a 19 or below. That is not sufficient. We need to get you higher, right? So here's what I suggest. This is why I say you take both. If you take both, there could be a possibility that you're scoring lower on the SAT, but then when you look at the converter scale with your ACT scores, you might actually be scoring higher for both. So then you could eliminate the SAT and focus strictly on the ACT. When my students come to me, that's one of the prerequisites at the very beginning when we do our session, our introduction session. Bring your test scores so that I can evaluate your scores and tell you exactly which one you are going to be best at. So here's the deal. Pause again. You guys know I love these pauses, right? Are you enjoying the pauses? Say, yes, I'm enjoying the pauses, or pause. Here we go. So the first family whose student has taken both. Now, I know some of y'all already done read past me and pushed choose me in the box. Back up, wait, slow down. If your child has taken the SAT and ACT test, both the SAT and ACT test, post in the chat, choose me. And I'm going to have you email me your child's test scores. I'm going to reach out to you, have you email me your child's test scores, and I'm going to tell you which one they're best at and which one they should refocus on and eliminate which one. Okay, but again, say choose me. Now, for the parent who already read past me and chose choose me anyway, and they didn't even get all the details, go back now and say choose me again, because you probably said choose me too fast. But whichever parent says choose me, my assistant Tawana will catch that, and she will post that person's name, and that person will get that assessment to be able to have their scores looked at and tell you which one's going to be a best fit for you. So I'm going to pause again, and if you're just tuning in, thank you for joining me. I'm Regina Robinson. If you're just jumping on, I won't bore you with my bio because I'm sure you've already been to my website, or you probably already Googled me if not. But most of you follow me on my newsletter that you get every month, or have gone with me on a college tour, or have done a practice test, or your students go through one of my college-bound programs. So type in the box, if you have not typed in the chat, what grade level your child is in. And make sure you just caught the pause bonus and did choose me. If you didn't already purchase your copy of the book, get your copy of the book so you can get that download of those video series, because I promise you there are extra nuggets in the video series, because I probably chose top 3 different picks in the video than I'm doing here live tonight. So you want to jump on those different things. Now let's move on. I hope you are all posting those amazing questions that are burning in your mind about the college process if I didn't answer it already. But don't fret, we're not done yet. I might still already answer your questions before we're done. Here's another testimonial from one of my students, Brandon. One of Brandon's things was, Brandon, I'm super, super proud. His mom might actually be on here because she has a second student that's in high school. Brandon is now an official college graduate of Virginia Commonwealth University with a graphic design degree. Now, Brandon came to me with a lot of procrastination and struggling to keep things in order and move forward with all the schools he wanted to apply. But here, parents, here's a nugget for you. This is how his mother was so strategic, and I know some of you parents are doing the same thing. When I met with them for the first time, she had a binder full of information. I mean, the binder was like this thick. Sorry, Miss Shields, if you're on here. She had a binder this thick, right? So parents, it's nothing wrong with the binder, but here's nuggets about the binder. Anything your child does in middle school and elementary school, great accolades, yay, doesn't make a difference for college, okay? Everything from high school is what makes a difference. So what does that mean? You need to house everything from high school for your child and make sure that when they are in high school, that you record what they're doing in that binder and then have them transfer it to their academic resume. Right? So it doesn't actually stay on in the binder. It actually needs to go into their academic resume. So Brandon says, ultimately, it was very difficult to make a final decision on which college I wanted to attend, but came to the decision to enroll in Virginia Commonwealth University. Suited for Success for any student I recommend Suited for Success for any student who plans to attend college in the future, or even those who may start their career early. So literally, Brandon is, again now, a college graduate with a job in his field of study. Why? Because he interned his entire time at VCU. Students, did you catch that? He interned his entire time at BCU. So by the time he was done with college, they were already coming after him for a job. So I want you to really resonate with that so that when you get to college, you are making sure you are doing internships while you're in college. So college essay. I know you guys are like, no, we have to talk about essay writing. I was the same way when it got time. I know I dreaded writing essays, but I love it now, right? So just because you believe you're not good at something, it could be the methods that you're using to go about what you're not great at. So let's change those methods and give you a little bit of different way to look at it. And then I believe you might have a different view of college essay and writing and crafting your unique story. So here's the top 3 checklists for essay writing. Be creative and use your unique voice. Engage your audience from beginning to end. So here's what I share with my students, right? I tell my students all the time, your introduction paragraph should make explosives. It should bang fireworks. I mean, people should see fireworks all in the air, right? Because it should be intriguing. It should be a little suspicious, and it should draw the reader in because you want them to read the rest. So you don't give away the whole story in the introduction. That's not what you do. You wait and you save it and you build upon it so that they want to get all the way to the end. And then I tell my students your conclusion should end with a bang. In between, you're filling in the details. And I'm actually going to show you a chart to show you how to fill them all in. But parents, here it is. I know you're like, oh, she don't stay off of us parents. Yes, I'm on the parents and the students. Parents, don't write your children's essay. That's a no-no. Don't write your children's essay. But students, here's a message to you. Don't be so hard on your parents. Let them edit and give you suggestions. Take what you think works, eliminate what you don't, but allow them to look at your essay if you have no one else to do so. I don't know about you, but you should rather your parents say, Johnny or Marie or Melissa, this does not work, as opposed to a college recruiter saying, denied because your essay was not good. So allow your parents to help you. Here's number 2. Once you build a solid essay, you can convert them into multiple versions. So when the kids go through my programs and I work with them on college essays, some of them just come to me for essay writing. Some of them go through my whole programs. Here's what they call me. They call me the red pen bandit. I'm okay with that. I don't take offense to it. I tell them they're going to love me by the end of it. And so they're always upset because I give them back all this comments and feedback. So I tell them, go back to the drawing board. This is not making me want to read all the way to the end. I have got to be wowed at the introduction or I'm not going further. Let's go back. Now, what happens is after they whine and moan, I have had students come back and say, Miss Robinson, I'm so sorry that I moaned and whined the whole entire time during our essay session. Guess what happened? I got an extra scholarship because they said my essay was so amazing and they enjoyed it. And I says, oh, okay, absolutely. Now I want them to realize I would rather you go through this process with me, get some extra money, or at least get in the door, than get denied because you didn't have anyone to check your essay. Yes, you might be an A student in English, but here's a public service announcement. English teachers does not grade your papers for grammar, for sentence structure, and for lack of creativity. They have a rubric. They follow that rubric to see if you follow directions, and that's how they grade your papers. So you need to make sure you are, yes, quote unquote, an A student in English, but that does not mean you're an A writer. So get someone to help you with your essay. I would love to go on that journey with you. It could be me, it could be your English teacher, but don't do it alone. And it could even be your parents. So number 3, what type of writer are you? So ask yourself this, students and parents. You know what type of writer your student is. So remind them that you saw this and tell them what type of writer they are so that they can switch that up. Started 3 weeks ago, did it last night, did it this morning. I'm still working on it. Just straight up forgot. Now, let me reveal a secret. None of these work. You need to be finishing and writing and balling up paper after paper until you get to a final finished product. If you are a senior this year, class of 2018, your whole summer should be working to complete your college essay. Juniors, if you are a junior, rising junior, you could be even starting to review. Here's a secret that my students do, and I'm giving it to you, right? It's even in the book. You can get the secret and copy sample essays of students who have won scholarships under my program with essays and renowned essays of kids getting into Ivy League, all inside the book that I showed you. Winning the Game. Oh, I didn't even show you guys my book. Winning the Game of College Admissions. Get your copy. So literally, what you need to do is take the opportunity to Google 2017-2018 Common App essay questions. Choose one and start writing. I promise you, that'll go back to number 2. All you have to do is build one solid essay. You can convert it into multiple versions. So if you believe you're not a great writer, you have the possibility to be an amazing writer. If you don't wait to 3 weeks ago, did it last night, did it this morning, just straight up forgot. That's why most of you believe that you're not a great writer, because you're falling in one of those 5 categories. Well, here's a chart to make sure you stay on track with how to create your essay. Now, this looks like a chart from your English class that they give you that's very structured. The structure does not change. Your creativity is available to you, though, as a essay writer for the college process. So you have to have your introduction. Remember, fireworks in your introduction, right? Then you have to have your body with your 3 supporting paragraphs. So in your introduction, whatever you're going to talk about, give it in your 3 body paragraphs, right? And then come with your conclusion, which, remember, end with a bang. So let me see. By the end of the workshop, I want to make sure I have time for questions. I might have an opportunity to just get my mind right after I go through all of this to give you a quick example of creating a college essay introduction. How about that? So I might. I'm not promising, but I might. So let's go to the part where I know the parents have been on the edge of their seat throughout this presentation, waiting to say, when is she going to talk about money? Because that's what's important to me, is getting the money for my child, right? That's the number 1 pain point in the college process, besides being overwhelmed, being stressed, or not knowing where to start or where to begin. Did everybody, so let's pause quickly. If you didn't post already, write your number 1 biggest challenge that you feel right now in the college process. It could be a sentence, it could be a paragraph. Write it in there, and guess what? I'm going to review all the comments of what you write, and I'm going to create a video and give it to you based off of that challenge. I just blessed somebody. See, now y'all got me giving away too many gifts on one presentation. Write what's your number 1 big, not number 5, not 5 things now, parents. I said 1. Write what's your number 1 biggest challenge in the college process right now. But while you're doing that, we're going to focus on financing your education. Here's the top 3 checklist. Parents, please listen to this number 1. Please, 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 please. I can't stress this enough. Scholarships should not be an option. In fact, they should be non-negotiable. Let me repeat that. Non-negotiable. Parents, here's a nugget. Don't keep letting your children tell you, oh, I applied to like 5 scholarships. Don't let them apply till you can see it. Tell them don't hit submit till you come in the room and see it's been completed, so then you can prove they've done some scholarships, right? We gotta hold our children accountable. So here's 2 resources that are top resources in looking at scholarships and gaining scholarships. Fastweb.com, create an account, make sure you're very specific in the profile, and then download the Scholly app. You guys have these smartphones. Parents, you are paying a lot of money for these smartphones. Let's make our children use them and get our investment back, right? Because I'm a parent too. You guys saw my daughter on the first page. I am a parent of a high school student, and I want my money's worth for my smartphone investment every month, right? And I know you do as well. So have them download the Scholly app and make sure they're doing some scholarships, right? Okay, so I'm gonna pause and take a drink of water, sorry. And that gives you a chance to still be writing your number 1 thing. That's your pressing, that's your challenge in the process right now in assisting your child. Number 2, here is the secret sauce. Drum roll, because it really is the secret sauce. And I reveal all about this in my book. I reveal it all. Most parents, most students, most schools, most families are saying to me, how is it that you are able, especially schools, because you guys know, most of your students know me because I've been at their school speaking at an assembly, or a lot of you know me because I've done a parent night at your school. And so the parents and students in schools ask all the time, how is it that you work with a small amount of students, but your students are able to gross more money in scholarships and grants than a graduating class from a 400 and 500 student population? Because my students come through my program and we have one thing at the top of the list, and that is, how do you rank against that college? See, you are allowing our students to apply to schools that they meet the requirements, but they're at the low tier of meeting the requirements for that school. And what does that mean? That means the school will say yes because they believe, parents, you can write a full check to pay for your child to attend. And I already told you, I go to schools all the time and I ask students, well, how do you think you're going to pay for a $40,000 or $50,000 or $60,000 school? And they say, my parents. They believe we're rich, right? We get them everything they want and need, so they believe we're rich. And so until we give them that reality, look, if you want to pay for college, you better match that tuition in the amount of scholarships that you apply for, right? So how do you rank against a school? A school will look at the graduating class that came in before you. So all my seniors on board, class of 2018, 2017 students set the precedent for what is going to be expected for students to come in from the class of 2018. So if most of the students that applied, let's just use College Park as an example. If most of the kids that applied to College Park came in at like a 3.8 and above, well, their 50 percentile now moves up. Or let's drop down and let's use somewhere like Hampton University. So if most of the students come in at Hampton with about a 3.5 or above, they just move the 50 percentile up. So if your child is a 2.8 student and they apply to Hampton, they will most likely get in, probably through their summer bridge program, but they will most likely get in the door. But guess what Hampton is looking for you to do, mom or dad? Write a full check so that your child can attend Hampton University. Now, however, if your student was that 3.5 or that 3.7 student, guess what they're going to do? They're going to drop you a scholarship check, yes, of about $10,000 to $15,000 to go against the tuition cost, and they don't care how much you make, mom or dad. They are going to give that to your child. So some myths that completing a FAFSA is a waste of time. I make too much money. I live in a 2-family household. My student grades are low. None of these are true. None of these. If you don't apply and complete the FAFSA, if your child qualifies for some type of grant or scholarship and you never completed the FAFSA, they will not be able to receive that money. So please, no matter how much you make, let the school decide you make too much. Don't you decide you make too much, because you never know what type of money you could get. And I don't know about you, but I want all the money I can get when it's time for my daughter to go to college. And I'm sure you want all the money you can get too. You don't want to finance your child's education based off of one semester, and then second semester comes in the second year, and now you're trying to figure out where you can actually get your child to go because you can't afford the school that they've chosen. Don't become house poor, family poor to send your children off to school. This is a testimonial about Janae and her family, the Johnson family. They went through my college program, and Janae was applying to about 7 or 8 schools. Very headstrong, very smart, did very well academically, did very well test scores, but wasn't stretching the boundaries of the type of schools she could apply to. And I wanted her to think outside the box. I wanted her to raise the bar. So she applied to schools, and in the end, got accepted to all of the schools. Ones that I made her put on her list that was Ivy that she thought she wasn't going to get into. Students, stop counting yourself out before you even try. Allow a school to say no before you say no to yourself. You have to believe in yourself. Don't allow yourself to talk you out of a great possibility. And so that was some of what Janae was doing. Her parents attended a workshop with me and literally sat on the front row and waited till the workshop was over and was like, we were not leaving here until we could talk to you personally. How can we sign up our headstrong daughter to be in your program, because she's not listening to anything we tell her and we think you'll be time enough for her. So needless to say, Janae had 3 full ride scholarship offers out of 7 schools that she applied to: College Park, UPenn, and not a full ride, 2 full rides, and then a partial good amount of scholarships from UPenn. So most people are probably like, oh, she chose UPenn, that's an Ivy League, that's up there with the big schools. However, that goes back to, again, visiting your top colleges so that you can decide if it's the right fit for you socially, academically, and financially. So when she decided to round up and do a final walk of all 3 schools, College Park right here in Maryland, where she was from, gave her a full ride. University of Pittsburgh, full ride. University of Penn, a Ivy League, great amount of money. Janae is happily doing very well at University of Pittsburgh on a full ride scholarship. Parents, it is not about the name of the college. It is not about the status of the college. Allow your children to find the place that fits them, because they have to be there for 4 years and they have to feel like it's home away from home. And so it doesn't matter about the status and the caliber if they are not happy with that particular school. So kudos to Janae, and she's doing amazing as an engineering major at University of Pittsburgh. Let me talk to you briefly, because I know some of you are saying, this is a lot of information. How do I get my student involved in some of your programs? Well, we understand that we have several different programs, but we design because we know one thing for sure: every student is uniquely that student. And we do not go on a one-size-fit-all profile. And so we have different programs for different students, and we design programs for students. So we have our VIP College Bound program, which is a full college bound program where we work with students on everything in the college process, from A to Z. But we understand that there are some students who are go-getters and they don't need all of that. They are studious, they are on top of it, and they just need the basics, and they just need you to check over their stuff. Well, that's why we offer our summer college admissions boot camp that we have coming up in July. And so we will send that out in the follow-up email for you to receive that as well. And that's for 12th graders only, and it's for 2 sessions so that they can get a head start in the college process over the summer, so that they don't have to make sure that they're falling behind in the fall in the college process. And so we want to make sure they can navigate all of that over the summer. We have our College Bound Mentorship Academy that's going to be launching in August for 9th and 10th graders. And we have our College Quick Start Success program, which is a do-it-yourself program. Literally, it's videos of me teaching, and the students can literally take the steps and go through them and knock through them all on their own. So those are different areas that we have in our programs. And what you can do now is there's a link being posted. If you feel like you want to find out more information about how we could go on this journey with you and assist you in the college process, which we would be more than welcome to do, to help you understand how to get through successfully navigating the college process. We have done it a million times over, and I love helping students, and I love seeing the smiles on their faces when they decide where they want to go, because they had direction, they had clarity, and they were confident about looking forward to what it was that they needed to do in the college process. So you'll see a link that says, click here and you can schedule a 15-minute session with me, and we can talk about crafting a program strictly for you and your child, or they can fall into one of the categories of the programs we already currently have. I have blocked out my schedule literally for tomorrow, which is Wednesday, and Thursday, for you to be able to pick a time, and we'll get on the phone and we'll talk. Now, please, 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 if you click the link, make sure if you take that time off my schedule, that means one of the many other parents here won't be able to get that time. So make sure you are committed to clicking that time and showing up for that session. Okay, so thank you guys about that, and we're gonna move on again. Here's that picture again, right? So some of you are screaming, I need help. My questions are in the box. Will you answer all my questions, right? So I hope you've been posting your burning questions in the chat box, because I'm going to take it off the slideshow now. And again, if you've not connected with us on our website, you've not gotten all the free resources we offer, take a look at our upcoming events on the website. You can email us anytime you need questions, and you can contact us via our office hours as well. If you're not following us and you're on Facebook, parents or students, you want to follow us at Suited for Success College Planning Services. We post resources, and I do live teachings that I'm going to start doing in Facebook Live, where you can ask me questions, and I'm just going to be giving out college-bound information all throughout the summer doing pop-ups. So definitely follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram as well at S for S College Bound. So Tawana, if you can type in S for S College Bound. We are all on Instagram as well, and I'm going to do some pop-up videos on my Instagram page as well. So I'm going to delete the slide so that we can get to, so I can see the chat box and see all the questions you have to ask. So let me take this off. Okay, now I'm back with you guys. Hi, I'm back on here with everyone. So here we are, and I'm going to start going through and find all of your burning questions that you have. So let me find all of the questions. Give me 1 second. And I'm going to go through and pop in and get all of your questions so that we can go through them all. And I hope you had questions. Remember, no question is a dumb question. Please ask your questions so that you can get what you need answered. So let's see. I'm going to start all the way back from the top and see what questions we have. Okay, so someone says feeling a little overwhelmed. I hope that you've gotten some clarity and not feeling as overwhelmed when you first started. What's the average SAT and ACT score needed for colleges? So here's an example. So let's talk about, let's use College Park for an example. If you're looking at College Park and you're of interest for College Park, one of the average, so the average scores for College Park for the SAT per section is about 620 per section to really be in a good average, to not have to compete. And then in the ACT, you want to be up there in like the 25, 27, 28, as high as you can get, right? But you always want to be as high as possible. Let's look at somewhere like Townsend. So Townsend, if you're looking at Townsend, which is a Maryland school as well, if you students are on here, parents are on here, and if you pop a school in there, then I can give you more information if you pop a school in here, and then I can tell you exactly their scores. I'm just throwing colleges out there off the top. So for instance, Townsend, you want to have above about a 23 if you want to be competitive, because they are a very competitive state school, and most kids want to go to Townsend if they want to stay in state. For your SAT per section, you want to have at least a 550 or above per section. I would say a 600 would really give you a fighting chance and really give you competitiveness at Townsend as well. So hopefully that answered your question, Anaya's. That was Anaya's question. So Michael Haynes says, will there be another college tour this fall? So our college tour is always over spring break in the spring. Let me think about whether we'll run one in the fall, but we've always done it on spring break. But I will think about that, Mr. Hyatt. Let's see. I'm scrolling. Oh, what's the average? Okay, no, that was up already. Will there be, oh, that was up already as well. As a parent of an 11th grade student, where should I start first? So as a parent of an 11th grade student, where should I start first? So as the parent, you should start encouraging your child to start getting ready in the process, right? So as an 11th grade parent, where should I have my student start first? So here's where your student should start first. They should start researching colleges this year. They should start gathering all of their community service hours, recording them on their academic resume. They should start visiting college fairs and visiting college campuses this year. And most importantly, they should start prepping daily for the upcoming SAT and ACT, and in the winter of this year as an 11th grade, they should take the SAT and ACT official, By the time the spring, they get their scores evaluated and then decide which one they are best at so that they can continue taking that particular test. So hopefully those are some areas that helped answer your question. If not, pop another more specific down further, and I'll catch it as I grow through. Cincinnati, I want to say that says, Cincinnati. Are you saying Cincinnati is a school that you want information about? Any tips for struggling with procrastination during the college process? And do you have any tips for winning scholarships? So procrastination. Oftentimes procrastination stems from you being afraid of something. So most kids procrastinate on their college essay because they don't like to write college essays, right? They don't like to write essays at all. So they procrastinate because they're afraid, they don't want to do it. They're like, But if you're just a natural procrastinator, understand this, students. If you procrastinate on your future, then you miss out on your opportunities. Colleges do not extend deadlines. They do not care anything about you being a procrastinator. So you must start strategizing to get past your procrastination. So here's what you can do. Create a list of things that you need to do. Put some deadline dates next to them and hold yourself accountable. Hang them all around the house so that not only you hold yourself accountable, so does your family, maybe your siblings, your parents. So that way you can get past some of your procrastination. Oftentimes people procrastinate because they have no idea of where to start or where to begin. That's where procrastination stems from. So create your list of things you know you need to do and start checking them off as you complete them so that you can feel accomplished that you've gotten something done. So now it encourages you to get the remaining things on your list done. Then the next part of the question is, and do you have any tips for winning scholarships? When you want to win scholarships, here's what you need to do in winning scholarships, right? In order to win scholarships, here's the deal. Scholarships are competitive. And so there's no guarantee that anyone will win, but what's guaranteed is that you at least apply so that you can try and win the scholarship. You can't pick 4 of them, but you could try. Here's what disqualifies most people, and they don't even get chosen as an option. You don't put in all the information that you were supposed to put in. And that's why you don't win, because you missed going through the checklist of items you're supposed to turn in order to even qualify for the scholarship. Here's the second thing that disqualifies. If they ask you to write an essay and they're very specific about what they want and you don't follow the rules, that disqualifies you as well. So those are areas that help you automatically position yourself to try and win those scholarships, is following all the directions, writing a great scholarship essay, and don't leave anything. So they always say, make sure you cross all your T's and dot all your I's. Make sure you cross all your T's and dot all your I's in the scholarship process. That's going to help you see that you can win some scholarships, because there are plenty of scholarships out there. You have to go after them though. What is the average SAT and ACT scores for Cincinnati? So Cincinnati is a very competitive school. So if you're looking at Cincinnati, SAT, you want to at least be in the 600s plus. And on the ACTs, you want to be 28 plus, okay? So that you can be competitive for that particular college and university. What is the average SAT and ACT course? Oh, that was the person posting for the Cincinnati. Okay, so hopefully that answered your question about Cincinnati. Definitely post any more questions. I'll stick around and see if you have a few more questions. Remember, this is your opportunity to ask me any questions. Parents pay big money to sit down and get before me and answer questions for them. I'm here tonight to answer any questions you have. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Ask any question, because no question is a dumb question. And we want to make sure you have all the resources and tools to get through your questions. So any burning things, remember I said post any burning challenges you're having right now. And I didn't really see any burning challenges. And then if you have taken the SAT and the ACT, and you want me to give you an overview of which test you're better suited at, then I said, just type choose me. I didn't see anybody that said choose me. So that means I don't have to evaluate anyone, right? Because no one said choose me. That's a free opportunity for you to get that, where most people aren't going to tell you. You're just going to keep taking both tests, trying to figure out which one, and eliminating yourself from picking the right schools based off your test scores. Remember, scholarship money is awarded based off of your test scores and your GPA. That is how schools will give away academic merit money. And that, parents, It's given away, and they don't care what you make in income. So I don't know about you, but I would want that free money and them not worrying about what I make in my income. So you want to make sure that you are looking into how can my kid get this money so that I don't have to fight with them about I make too much money or my salary is too high. They're not looking at it from that standpoint. What they are is looking at it from the standpoint that your child meets a certain requirement, and that's important. Okay, so do you have prep for SAT and ACT classes? I do not do individual prep SAT and ACT courses. We offer prep SAT and ACT practice questions and practice strategies and tips during our summer boot camp for rising seniors, which this summer is for the class of 2018. But I do not do SAT and ACT prep classes. But if you send me an email, I could recommend you someone who does, okay? But just send me an email at info@suited4success.org, and I will pass you on to someone who does do SAT and ACT courses. My daughter is starting her senior year. When do I complete the FAFSA? So notice that, remember in the previous years, the FAFSA was done and opened on January 1st. It no longer opens on January 1st, and it opens on October 1st. So Michael Haynes, on October 1st, and any other parent on here or student who is graduating in the class of 2018 only, let me make sure I say only, your FAFSA will open on October 1st. Remember, money is given out on a first come, first served basis. So literally on October 1st, you should be trying to complete the FAFSA so that you can already have your information inputted in the system, okay? So hopefully October 1st is the FAFSA date. Kennedy says, thank you. You're welcome, Kennedy. Any other questions? I'm looking to see if any questions are coming through. You're welcome, Mr. Haynes. Whether you're a student or a father, you're welcome, Haynes, Mr. Haynes. Any other questions you may have? I'm the father. Okay, Mr. Haynes, you're welcome. So remember, you can purchase the Winning the Game of College Admissions book. It goes through in more details. That is not to be here on this live with you selling my book to you, but I promise you it's a resource that will greatly help you. I have gotten so many rave reviews from people who are literally going through the book and walking their kids through the process. I understand that my program is not for everyone to be able to go through the program. So what that does is allow me to put it in a book to help those who maybe can't go through my program, but still needs the resources. And I don't want any student or family to not have the necessary resources to navigate the college process. We spend $20 in a week at Starbucks or McDonald's or wherever, Chick-fil-A or Chipotle's, wherever you take your kids, make an investment for their future. Juniors, we grew up in Neptune together. Oh, I got some of my home people on here. Hi, from Neptune, yes. Juniors take SAT in December. Yeah, so Kennedy, if you are a junior this year, rising junior, you can take the SAT and the ACT, because see, there you go, Kennedy, you just said SAT, you didn't say ACT. Take the SAT and ACT, Kennedy, in the winter, which is December and January, absolutely. Then evaluate your scores, determine which one you're best at, and then in May and June, you take it again. That will be your second time. The golden rule is 3. Then you'll bounce back in the fall of your senior year and take it one final time so you can get the best score possible, because remember, money is assigned on a first come, first served basis. I'm sorry. Remember, that's not it. Remember, your money is allocated based off the higher your test scores and your GPA. Okay, let me correct that one. So yes, Kennedy, you would want to take it in December. Any other questions? I'm checking to see. Also, if you want to set up the 15-minute strategy session with me, feel free to click the Calendly link that's been posted. Tawana will post it again. Click the link, pick a time on your schedule between tomorrow, which is Wednesday, and Thursday. Let's chat about what resources you need for your child. We are here to assist you and help you successfully navigate the college process. We have been helping students for over 15 years successfully go from high school to college. There is not by choice that we have helped kids get over $10 million in scholarships and grants, and I don't even work with more than 10 kids per year. So literally 10 seniors in a graduating class. And so we literally have For our class of 2018, we have 3 spots remaining for seniors because some of our students have been with us for a while. And for our class of 2019 College Bound program, we have 5 spots for students who are, if you think that the college process does not start until your senior year, you're already late. Literally in your junior year, you should already be getting in position so that you are ready to go through starting the process, so that senior year you can focus on your academics, focus on your extracurriculars and sports and activities, and be ready so that those college acceptances can start coming in the mail. I don't know about you, but college applications open up on August 1st. Will your child be ready? Will they have their resume ready? Will they have their essay ready? Will they have their top 5 to 7 schools to apply to ready? And not schools that they're going to apply to that expect you to write a full tuition check, but schools that you can bank on where you're going to get some money from that school to help offset your child's education, if not a full ride. I'm looking just to see if any more final questions. If we don't have any more final questions, I'm checking, looking to see if anything comes up. Hopefully I did not miss a question. If you had a question and I didn't answer it and you know you posted, then please make sure you post that question again so that I can make sure I catch it. I'm trying to see. So I believe Kennedy and I believe Anaya is a student. Kennedy say yes if you're a student. Anaya say yes if you're a student. Okay, let me go down to the bottom. So someone says yes. Oh, Kennedy says yes. Anaya says yes. Well, oh no, someone says yes. I'm assuming that's Anaya because it says iPhone. Anaya, are you on an iPhone and you're saying yes? I believe so. Kennedy, if you're saying yes. Kennedy, what grade are you in? Anaya, what grade are you in? I'm doing this for a reason. So Kennedy is an 11th grader. Anaya, what grade are you in? Yes, this is Anaya, 11th grade. Both of them are in 11th grade. Kennedy, what's your GPA? Anaya, what's your GPA? I'm trying to see which one of these young ladies is going to get a free copy of my book. So I'm eliminating by accident. So Anaya says 3.7. And don't y'all be fabricating y'all GPAs either. So Kennedy says a 3.2. So Anaya, you win the book. So you just send me an email, sweetie, with your information, and I will mail you out a copy of my book to your home, okay? So info@suitedforsuccess.org. If you just send me an email, I will mail you a copy of the book. I love when students are up close and personal, and they are advocating for themselves in their education and making sure they have what it takes to get to the next level, and that their parents are not pushing them, but that they believe investing in themselves is just as important, because they could be doing anything tonight, but they took time to be here on this workshop to try and get what they need to prepare for college, especially being rising juniors. Guarantee, if I could take a guess, Anaya and Kennedy, what school do you go to? I already think I know what school they go to, but I just want to know now what school they go to. So I knew Kennedy went to, I knew Wise. That's why I just wanted to know what school they went to. Anaya, do you go to Wise as well? Kennedy says, oh, Grace Brethren. Okay, yes, because Grace Brethren is a huge supporter of sharing out information. Wise is a huge supporter of sharing. I told you guys I was a high school educator. Dr. Henry A. Wise was one of the schools I taught at. And so I go and speak at their school every year, all throughout the school year. So Kennedy, make sure when I come to your school in the fall, you come up to me and say, remember, Ms. Robinson, I was on your workshop, okay? Anaya, I don't come to Grace Brethren, but you can make Grace Brethren bring me there. I don't come there though, but they do share my information. I am super, super excited that you guys decided. I hope this workshop was helpful for you. We love that you decided to jump in there, stay in there, hang in with us to the end, for those of you who hung in there to the end. And again, I am going to do pop-up teachings in my Facebook group for Suited for Success. So if you're not following me on Facebook, or if you're not following me on Instagram, I'll try and do them on both Facebook and Instagram sometime so that I can keep students encouraged, keep students moving forward throughout the summer. We know that most of our children lose momentum over the summer because they're not doing anything, or they're working, or they're focusing on other things besides what's necessary. So again, thank you guys so much for joining me for the College Bound Q&A workshop. If it was helpful to you, please just type helpful. That helps me to know to keep doing these workshops. It encourages me and pushes me to jump on here and just send out workshops and start doing more workshops. So if it was helpful, please type helpful. Any other workshops that you might want specifically tailored around it, type it in the feed. I will look for those to come through. Super excited again that you decided to join me. I will try and share this link to this workshop through my newsletter. However, remember, the whole first part of it is not on there, but that's okay. We got it on there at a certain point because I was super excited to start sharing the information with you this evening. Again, I am Regina Robinson, CEO of Suited for Success College Planning Services. Super excited that you jumped on with us tonight. Look forward on taking this journey with some of you in this college process. Remember, you can click the link and schedule an appointment with me on Wednesday or Thursday of this week. And you can also purchase the book and get the free video download going into all 5 categories of the section of the Winning the Game of College Admissions. I am super, super excited. If you are in the class of 2018, we hope to see some of you in our summer college boot camp this summer. We still have a few spots left. You can click on our website under upcoming events or our home page and see any of these upcoming events right there on our website. Do you speak at Eleanor Roosevelt? I do not, but you can make it possible if you just tell them to bring me there. But I do not speak at Eleanor Roosevelt. Those are one of the schools I'm not at. I'm at Laurel High School. I'm at Dr. Henry A. Wise High School, Surrattsville sometimes, Gwynn Park sometimes, Friendly High School sometimes, Flowers High School in the past, and Duke Ellington School of the Arts in DC, because that's a former school I worked at before. So those are some of the schools that I speak at, but the calendar says unavailable for the 2 dates. Uh-oh, did everybody book them out? Like, did they all go away that fast? Okay, so if it says to you unavailable for the 2 dates, send me an email and I'll open up some more spots for you. I'll send a link and open up some more spots for you. That means the links have already been taken. That means the times have already been taken up that I had available on Wednesday and Thursday. So if you click the link by now and it's already booked for times, just simply send me an email at info@suitedforsuccess.org. I will type in my email and I will send you back the link with more times, okay? We want everybody to have an opportunity. I'm not going to close anybody out. So if I've already booked all my times, I will just open up some additional days with some additional times to chat with you. We want you all to have all the resources that you need. So no, I'm not at every school. However, if your child is at a school and you know I've not come to your child's school and you would like to have me as a resource at your child's school, please mention it to whoever makes the decisions, and I'll be more than happy to come to your school. I go to churches and I go to organizations as well and speak for fraternities, sororities, and at a bunch of churches as well, or community organizations. So you can always make it happen. That's why I'm in most of the schools I'm in now, because parents demand that I'm coming. So this fall, I'll be going to Gwynn Park as well. So if you have a child at Gwynn Park, I'll be coming to Gwynn Park again in the fall. So thank you guys again so much for tuning in. You guys know, if you've been around me, I am passionate. I love what I do. Simply Suited for Success is not a logo. It is not just a business name. It is truly a testament of my life. I was your student. If you're here on this forum tonight, or parents, my mother was just like you. I was a first-generation college-bound student, had no idea how to navigate the college process. I was overwhelmed. I was stressed out. All I knew was I was this girl from Asbury Park, graduating from Neptune High School, didn't have the best grades, was praying someone would accept me because my test scores were horrible, literally. And so I was just praying a school was going to accept me. I knew college was something that I wanted to do. I had no idea how I was going to get there. I went on a college tour, which was my first glimmer of hope to know that my dream of attending college was going to become a reality. Literally every college on my list was one of the schools that I attended on that college tour because I had no idea. Had I been more educated, I would have attended a school in New Jersey, got a full ride somewhere. Instead, I went to school out of state at Delaware State University for my first 2 years of college, got there and literally barely any financial aid from a single parent household, first generation student, because we had no idea. All my guidance counselors said, like most of your students' guidance counselors are saying, is fill out the application, complete scholarships, and make sure you take the SAT and ACT. That sounded great, but it was truly foreign to me and my mother because I had never, and neither did she, complete a FAFSA document, and she did not do her own taxes. So how were we going to be able to do a financial document? Literally, I got to college my freshman year. And the kids, this is me being transparent for you to gain something, not to just tell you all my business, but so that it blesses you so that you don't make these same mistakes. I got there to college and literally no one told me college was going to be different than high school. So I went with the same mindset that I had in high school and got to college and I was free. What? You guys know, free, because my parent wasn't there to tell me everything to do. And I had a great time at college. After freshman year, I flunked out, had to come back home, attend a community college, do better because all the little bit of financial aid they gave me, they cut it. I had nothing. And so my mom struggled to keep me at college as a single parent. The next year, when I went back after sitting out a year, I made the dean's list both semesters because I now valued my education. So some of you up to now have not been valuing your education and you have just been riding low and doing the bare minimum and getting these low GPA, low test scores, low grades. You gotta raise the bar. You gotta want it more than your parents want it for you. This is your education. You gotta be willing to invest in you before anyone else can invest in you. You gotta believe and invest in yourself. So literally, I did not graduate from Delaware State. I wound up finishing my degree at Bowie State University, which took me, let me see, over, I'm going to say 9 or 11 years to get my undergraduate degree. It's not about how you start. It's always about how you finish. Now, I'm not telling you guys to take 11 years or 9 years to get your college degree. That's not what I'm saying. I went part-time. I didn't go here. I didn't go there. But I am standing before you today, not only with an undergraduate degree from Bowie State University, honors student, I am standing before you with a college graduate from Georgetown University with my master's degree. So remember, it is not how you start. It is only about what efforts you put in to finish and how you finish. So this is my encouragement to you. Raise the bar this year. Don't allow yourself to live under the standards that you had set for last year. Set a higher standard for yourself this year and strive to achieve academic success. You want college to pay you to attend and not for you to pay to attend college. That's my PSA to all of you students and parents. Your children must want it more than you want it for them. Otherwise, they will not be successful at it. So allow them to take ownership of the college admissions process. That is what we do in our programs. We make the children step up to the plate and believe in themselves and take ownership because after all, this is their college process. This is their future. Students, opportunity is never given. It is time for you to make your own opportunities. So let me see if there was anything final and I am signing off. Can you add the link to the Instagram too? Oh yes, I'm sorry. At S4S College Bound is my Instagram. And did you go back? Oh, Miss Robinson, this is Bayona mom and have another child needing your program. Yes. Oh my gosh. Bayona's mom is on here. How do I unmute you? Let me find who you are. Guys, I love when my former parents are on here. Let me just give y'all the story. I'm going to hold it into. I'm so happy y'all riding with me on this because I love, so unmute yourself. Miss Marshall, unmute yourself and talk. Guys, can I just give you a brief overview about Miss Marshall and Bayona? I met Bayona in her junior year, probably her sophomore year. And do you know, I mentor her to this day. Bayona has graduated from college. She is a young woman. When I first met this young baby, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna hold it together because these kids become my family. Every kid that goes through my program go on the college tour. I got Bourgeois on here. That's one of my college tour students. We have that name. She called me Bourgeois. I call her Bourgeois. I had Bourgeois on here. I love these girls like they're my own babies, even the boys too. However, Bayona went through my program years ago. She's now a graduate of Iona College in New York. And I remember her saying she went on a college tour that I took her to visit Iona College with a bunch of other students. And she says, Miss Robinson, I like this college, but I don't believe I would belong here. And I had to say to her, baby, you belong wherever God plants your feet. It has nothing to do with the color of the people here. You have a right to be here just as much as they do. There is opportunity here for you if you come here and take full advantage. She applied to Iona. She said, I don't even know if they're going to accept me. They accepted her. I took her to orientation in New York, Miss Marshall, right? We got on the road and we traveled to New York, right? I'm ride or die for my families. Miss Marshall said, Miss Robinson, I cannot get off work. I said, you don't have to. I'm taking my baby to orientation. We went to New York for orientation. We walked in that room and it was only, and I gotta say this, and this is not to offend anyone on here, it was a predominantly diverse but more white institution. And Bayona got scared and froze. She said, Miss Robinson, I can't. It's nobody here like me. And I said, oh, everyone in here, baby, is just like you. You are just as smart as they are. The only thing different in this room is everybody might be a different color. But it has nothing to do with your level of academic excellence, your level as a young woman, and who you will and what you will bring to this college. I am so proud of her. She studied abroad. She made it through she stuck it out, and she is now working and doing amazing. So guys, literally, I tell you, these babies are my babies for life, for life. One of my students who is going to be a rising junior at Spelman in the fall has interned at Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, and she is now doing a summer program at Harvard University. Come on now. I push, and I'm not saying it's me, but I push my babies to be the best they can be and to never believe that they don't fit in somewhere else. They deserve a head seat at wherever they position themselves because they are just as great as anyone else. But we got to start making sure our students understand and believe that. So, Miss Marshall, did you unmute yourself? Because I can't find you. You must be on your iPhone, so I can't find you. She might not be on where she can unmute. I thank Ms. Robinson every day for blessing me. Oh yeah, you're on your iPhone, so you can't, can you unmute? I can't figure out which one you are to unmute you. Let me see. I gotta figure out which one you are. Let me see. It does not show me. Well, I only see, oh wait. I might see you. I'm about to unmute someone that's on the iPhone that are you driving, Miss Marshall? Oh, there she is. I'm gonna unmute her. Miss Marshall?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, Ms. Rose.
Now I know this is like so past the workshop, but you guys, if you want to hear from a parent, really hear from a parent, Miss Marshall is that parent. Because she's just gonna give it to you raw, right? She's gonna really give you what it was like for her, and now it's round 2 for her other baby. So, Miss Marshall, oh my God, you know I had to hold it together to talk about my baby Bayona. You know that. Oh my
God. I thank you every day. You know, when I couldn't take off work and you was willing to take my baby up to New York, oh my God, that was the blessing in itself that I couldn't do that. And I'm like, Miss Robinson, I can't take off work. And you was like, yes, I'll do anything. But you have went above and beyond for everything that you've done for Bayona. I mean, as far as helping her with math, she struggled with math. The things that we had with school, and even with Iona College, which it was a predominantly white school, and it was challenging. At first, she couldn't get in. You was like, Bayona, you gonna get in? So it was just a true blessing, and she did 4 years, and she has really super exceeded my expectations.
Just amazing. And so Bayona went through, I think she did the boot camp with me over the summer.
Yeah.
And then she went through the College Bound program through the fall. And so literally she was with me from beginning to end. And it was just amazing. And so I look forward, this one's your daughter or your son?
This is my other daughter.
Okay.
My second daughter.
Yeah, so I look forward to working with the next one. Like, I mean, I love it when my families return back with a second child, because that's how we continue. That's how we've grown for years after years. Our programs are filled through recommendations of our families loving and believing that I am in it for their children. Not for me, it's not that. I am truly invested because I want students to have opportunities that I did not have. If you are a parent and you think that your child is getting help at school, I'm here to tell you that's not the case. I love all guidance counselors, but what I know for sure, they have 500 kids to every one guidance counselor, and there is no way they can work with your child individually and create a unique program specifically to help them. They can only give them information on a broad spectrum because they can't sit down with every student. It's just impossible. And that's why in our program, we only take a limited amount of students and we open the doors and make sure they have everything that they need. Bayona is a true testimony of that. So Ms. Marshall, thank you so much. Any words of encouragement as a parent to the other parents who might be watching?
Again, I say thank you to you each and every day. You will always be a blessing to me and Bayona. So the success that Bayona endured, that's why my other daughter she actually told me she wanted to come to you. Oh, so yeah, she actually like, she actually said, Mom, I want to do the same thing that Bayona did. So, you know, I truly say to all the parents that the success that you would get from Ms. Robinson, my daughter went on college tours.
Yeah, she did go on a college tour.
Yeah, she went on a couple of college tours. And even the college tours that she went on, she didn't like them. But you even went outside of the college tour. You took her somewhere else, different. So she didn't like the schools. You know, she didn't want to HBCU. Yeah. And that was, she thought outside the box. So again, I would say to all the parents, please know that Ms. Robinson is truly one of those ones that will embrace your child, love your child, and guide your child correctly. And I thank her every day. And again, like I said, my other daughter now wants to be in the program. Well, she wants to have you mentor her and go through the program and do the things that my other daughter have done.
So thank you. So I look forward to working with her as well. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Thank you for watching and learning. If you're watching this recording, we hope you were able to get some resources. Again, we know the beginning part was not there, but the good stuff is still there. And we thank you for tuning in for our College Bound Q&A workshop. Kennedy, yes, I did return back to Delaware after the first year. I set out a year. I went back the second year. Remember, I said I made the dean's list both quarters both semesters at Delaware State. I did not finish at Delaware State. I graduated and went over to Bowie State and got my degree from Bowie State University. So Kennedy, yes, if you're thinking about Delaware State, great option. They're a great school. They have made such mass changes since I was there years ago. And literally, they have amazing opportunities there as well. So does Bowie State, my Bulldogs alumni. Absolutely, they have great opportunities there as well. And Georgetown has amazing opportunities as well. So thank you guys again for tuning in. Again, if you click the link and it was out of appointments, you can click the link again. If you are watching this recording, the link doesn't exist, but you can send us an email at info@suitedforsuccess.org and we can get you appointments scheduled as well to talk about what program will fit the need of your students. If you have not already clicked the link to purchase the book, we hope you will purchase and support the book as well. To our winners, it was Anaya. Anaya, don't forget to email me. She was the winner of the free book, and I will mail that out to you. And again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have an amazing evening, and we wish you much success in the college admissions process. Remember, it is all about winning the game of college admissions. Have an amazing evening.